We have got a full house, guys, today. Welcome to the Slip Cordon for the podcast of India versus West Indies review. It was a virtual quarterfinal. India had to step up, and step up they did. It was a full house in Calcutta as well at the Eden Gardens. They were treated to a magnificent match and a magnificent innings from Chetta. So directly putting into the hot zone is I'm putting is Krishna and Rehan, both CSK fans. Do you think Chetta lived the moment of his life?
Totally. I think it would have made Gambhir very happy as well because he made a 97, not 100. So I think it was a perfect innings. I think he showcased how a chase should be done, especially when you have people like Abhishek who's just trying to smack the ball from ball one. I think he was not too overly aggressive. He played the right shots, played it with a straight bat, and he showcased all his skills. I think this is his best innings. I think in his career so far, quite easily.
Rehan?
Yeah, agreed with Krishna. I think very chanceless innings. You were waiting for this sort of an innings from Samson, and it's due after a very long time. And I told you before the match also that this team lineup looks much more balanced. And when Sanju Samson comes out good, it looks even better. But the way he played, it was very good, clinical, good hitting, and very tactically sound, I would say, because he knew when to take the bowlers down. That's what he did, and the chase was very simple in the end.
Now let's start from the very beginning of the match. India won the toss for the I don't know after how long we won the toss for the first time, but we did, and we decided to bowl first. The reason that Surya gave at the toss to Ravi Shastri was that there'll be a lot of dew in the second innings, and there was indeed. But let's start with the decision of bowling first. India went on to hold West Indies for a brief period in the power play with Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya pitching in with quite a few overs in the power play. Was that a good decision to hold Bumrah until the end of the power play?
I do feel so. Considering the amount of impact Bumrah had when all the fielders were out in the circle, out of the 30-yard circle, I do agree that for the first time, even I was of the opinion that it's good that Bumrah was held back after the power play because the way Arsh and the rest were hit, it was we needed someone to slow it down. So it's good that say the likes of Hardik and Akshar gave them that open rein to bowl, and with that momentum, when they faced someone like a Bumrah, we got two quick wickets.
Correct. And Kush, what is
It's
your opinion?
it's good that Shivam Dube wasn't given any overs today. We needed we needed Bumrah and Arshdeep to bowl their death overs, and I think that made the difference. The penultimate over which Arshdeep bowled, I think he gave away only 6 runs in that over.
Correct.
Although the last over was taken apart from Bumrah, but yeah, good bowling from Arshdeep, and I think that made the difference for India in the
I
end.
think Arsh with his 1 over 26 gave up to this quota, so it's fine.
Correct. So overall, I
So,
think India were
so
best in the
therefore,
last 5 overs. But
yeah,
coming back
and
to all
first,
the mistakes that we made, it was,
mm,
I think, Krishna rightly pointed out during our conversations that Shai Hope should have been indeed the player of the match from our side because his innings of run a ball, actually less than run a ball with a strike rate of 97, if you're eating up 33 balls in such an important match with you being the captain, that says that you're not made out for T20 cricket, especially in crunch
this
situations.
this is like Farhan's innings yesterday, where good enough runs but no not enough impact.
Correct.
So I feel that's where the problem lies with West Indies as a whole. But I was absolutely disappointed with India in the field today.
Correct.
Abhishek Sharma, we've dropped. Say I was looking at a statistic towards the end of the West Indies innings where India had got three, dropped three, and I was severely disappointed because like Sharma dropped a dolly, and when India started batting, the way Hetmeyer got both those catches was, I think, could have been a game changer for the match had it not been for Simpson and everyone chipping in a little. So I think we really need to work on our fielding, say, come Wankhede at least.
Correct. Krishna, now moving on to you. Do you think that West Indies were like, say, a few runs short? A target of around 215 would have been out of reach of India?
I think they were very clearly quite a few runs short. I think Shea Hope faced 25 balls in the power play out of 36, I think, and that was, and he scored a runner ball. That's a big waste. At least 20-25 runs short, I think West Indies were, but I don't think it would have been a problem for India to chase. I think the only time India were under pressure was when Ishan Kishan got out, and maybe a little bit out when Surya got out, but then Sanju managed to carry on that momentum. But yeah, I think India's chasing tactics and the speed would have been different. But I do think that West Indies left themselves at least 15-20 runs short, because I think they wasted their power play. They didn't lose any wickets, but it was a complete waste. Going seven and a half at the end of a power play without losing a wicket it's a criminal offense, and you're facing 25% of the entire 20 overs, and you've got to run a ball. That's not good.
Now let's talk about the batting. With I think the tactics from the West Indies to start the bowling was spot on. Getting Akil Hussain, giving him the first over, second over. To I don't remember the bowler's name, but he swung the ball for quite a while. So Abhishek Sharma was obviously again trapped with against spin. So that was a matchup that we all were looking forward to. But what would you say about the maturity of Sanju Samson's innings? The way he paced it, because he has been quite open enough in admitting that he does not care about the scores that he gets for the team until and unless he's getting off India to a great start. That's the only thing he cares about. But with wickets falling at the other end, it was important for someone from the top three or top four who got a start to stay till the end. Kush, you can answer this one.
I think he has finally done justice to himself after so many years. And it was good to see him play with that sort of maturity because, as you said, wickets are falling off at the other end. And the good thing about India's batting today was that despite wickets falling, India didn't go into a shell. So every time a wicket fell, the new batsman came in and there was a short partnership there, 25-30 runs, which gave India the much needed momentum after every fall of wicket. And Samson was rotating the strike pretty well. He was hitting those odd boundaries every now and then in every over. And I think that sort of put pressure on West Indies to do a bit more than what they were doing. I think they were bowling pretty well, but Samson was just too good today.
Rehan, what did you make of Tilak Verma's approach? Because he came at a point where Sky got out, and there was a couple of overs where he could not get moving. Sanju also did not score a boundary, so there was a bit of pressure. And the way he approached his innings, what did you think about that? And was that really a momentum changer towards the end of the innings?
Yeah, actually, he was trying to hold on to his wicket and play the anchor role with Samson. But good captaincy, I would say, from Shai Hope to bring in Roston Chase at that point. But I feel Roston Chase was not utilized properly. He could have probably bowled a couple of overs in the power play also. But still, West Indies, if you see, Krishna rightly said, Shai Hope was a disappointment. And so the potent bowling lineup of West Indies, they were not up to the mark. Matthew Ford also not picking up those many wickets, catches being dropped out. So Tilak Verma at that stage I felt was a little uncomfortable against Roston Chase. But yeah, he was trying to build on a partnership with Samson, which was important at that point. But unfortunately he got out and Samson took the win.
Now that West Indies have crashed out in this all-important clash, and India have moved to the Wankhede to face England. But before we go to the next match and discuss about what potential combinations or anything we can talk about, are there any chinks in the armor for India that you think could be one of the reasons for India's poor show at the Wankhede?
Fielding.
Yeah, apart from fielding, yeah, you mentioned fielding, but
Apart from fielding, I think today Samsung consolidated well. The likes of Kishan and Kishan to chalo, today also was ugly, but Abhishek, I understand that he wants to pound the ball from ball one, but somewhere or the other, I feel that he needs to understand that even if the likes of even the likes of Sehwag, who used to play very similar innings, knew well to consolidate. I think he needs to bring that maturity to his game where he every time he cannot throw a wicket away cheaply. So I think that is one chink in our armor because we bring in say Surya or Kishan too fast, and then it just becomes say a continuous. It's just a downhill battle game. So today we had one player consolidate. Every time we've had to say rely on one batsman. I feel that somewhere or the other, if both openers collectively consolidate the innings well, at least in the power play, we have say a strong foundation to build on.
One more thing, I feel that Sky's form, especially against non-associates, it's a thing to thing for major concern, because every time he plays against a half decent team, it seems like he's scoring just above 100 strike rate, getting out under 20. So I'm a little worried about that, because in the semi-finals and finals, it's going to be world-class players against us. He's done well. He's done well so far in the tournament, at least against the lesser teams. But yeah, that could be a major concern for us if we lose a couple of wickets in the power play.
I think Krishna coach gave a very nice name to Suryakumar Yadav,
What?
and I think it should stick.
Couldn't hear you. क्या?
I'm saying coach gave
Zimba
Suryakumar
Kumar Yadav.
अच्छा
Zimbabwe
हाँ.
Yadav is a name that should stick at this point. Every time there's a Nepal, USA, Zimbabwe, that man will play the innings of a lifetime. That will not be your captain. I'm sorry. Like he must be a good captain. He's done a great job.
I saw a stat on Twitter that Surya Kumar and Virat Kohli have the same number of man of the matches, highest for India. Virat Kohli's opponents are Pakistan, Australia, Sri Lanka and all, and this guy's got Namibia, USA, and all the countries are just associates. So it was just a shocking stat. But yeah, I mean, someone has to score against them and win those matches. But still, it's surprising that he hasn't done well against the bigger nations yet.
Correct.
Yeah,
So now moving on to the next match that we have, it's against England on the 5th of March at the Wankhede. We all know, we all hail from Mumbai. We know what kind of a wicket there could be. Could be in for a surprise with the sort of wicket that was presented for India versus USA. But as far as we all know, that it might be a wicket that was on display for Zimbabwe versus West Indies, where 250 was scored easily, and I think that's the kind of wicket that would be prepared for India versus England. So a batting wicket, a much stronger opponent than West Indies, if we can term it like that. There were questions on England's form coming into the T20 World Cup, with a lot of their senior people still not performing, especially Josh Butler and Phil Salt. What do you make of that match, and how will India fare against England?
The only point of concern for India at this point is Abhishek Sharma and Suryakumar Yadav's form, whereas the point of concern for England is their entire batting order except for Harry Brook. So
Correct.
they have a lot to look at. But see, Abhishek Sharma can take inspiration from what he did last time around when he
Yeah.
played against England at Wankhede. So I think he should just be mindful of that. And today what happened was that I think Samson scored 10, 12 runs of that over, and then he went for a big hit, and then he gave away his wicket. I think at that point in time, he should have focused on building a small partnership there, which is what he should be focusing on at Wankhede as well. Whereas England have to just find a way to score runs. Their top order has to do that. They can't just rely on Harry Brook all the time. He will not, save them all the time. And semi-final is a very
yeah,
important
there's a
clash for them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm saying there's going to be a time when Brook fails.
Correct. So in a situation where Harry Brook fails, I think they have a lot of match winners down the order. In someone like a Will Jacks, someone like a Rehan Ahmed last match. So they have match winners, but I think the biggest chink in the armor for England right now currently is their openers, especially the form of Josh Butler. He has not scored a lot of runs. Phil Salt is also under tremendous pressure. So someone like a Harry Brook coming in at number 3 and stabilizing the innings is something that England would need at the moment. But given Wankhede's pitch, Wankhede's batter-friendly conditions, and given that Jasprit Bumrah won't be opening the bowling against England, it will be someone like a Hardik and Arshdeep. I think Josh Butler can find form, and I think these occasions are the time when big players step up, and he has faced all the Indian bowlers before in the IPL at the World Cups. So I think India might just uh, I don't know. I mean, I'm expecting Josh Butler to play a bigger
But
role in
Naman,
this match.
I think toss will play a big factor.
Correct. Again,
If
yeah,
you win the toss, you will like to chase because it's a good ground to score runs. And once you know what the total will be, you can plan your chase accordingly. And if
correct.
you ask Butler to bat anywhere, he would love to bat at the Wankhede. His
Yeah.
numbers are good at the Wankhede, so I expect him to be in form. It's just that, as you said, Bumrah might not take the new ball, so it becomes much more easier for him to plan his innings. But England, I still feel can put a thorn in India's championship defense. But yeah, it'll be a close game.
I
Again, it will
completely,
be
I,
equally
I,
difficult for sorry Krishna.
no worry,
It
no
will be
worry, go
equally
ahead. Sorry.
difficult for Butler and Salt to face Ashdeep in the first couple of overs because he can swing the ball both ways, and we've seen how the top order has been struggling for England. So I think it will be equally challenging for them. It's not going to be easy. Doesn't matter if Bumrah is bowling in the power play or not.
I think England don't stand a chance against us. England have been the biggest frauds of this World Cup. They struggled against Nepal. They struggled against Italy. They had a once in a lifetime innings against Pakistan by Brook. Santner fucked up by bowling an off spinner to Will Jacks and Rehan Ahmed. They have not done anything to deserve to be in the semi final, honestly speaking. The one good
Luck.
performance they had was against Sri Lanka.
It's luck.
That is it.
It's luck.
The
Krishna, it's
problem
luck.
is, yeah, exactly. The problem is जिसका जब सिक्का चल गया ना, वो चल गया. हम लोग के अगेंस्ट चल गया तो we won't even have faces to save because at that moment everyone knows how fraudulent a team England has been and they would have still won against us. The biggest worry
Maybe.
for me is that England is Gautam Gambhir's wet dream, where they bat till 11.
Correct.
So
I
Maybe,
think
but I'd be very surprised if they even come close to us. I mean, if it was any
see,
other opponent, I would give them a lot of respect. But England have not been good this World Cup. It's just
I'm
that
not
they've
saying
been,
no. I'm
yeah.
not disagreeing. I'm agreeing, but I'm saying that we have to be very mindful because we have players who mindlessly hit the ball.
Of
See,
course,
at
it's a
the right,
knockout.
हाँ,
कुछ भी हो
हाँ,
सकता है. I'm not going to lie that, but
इसने ऐसे
on
ना
paper,
कर
it should be
बोलने
an
का नहीं
easy,
होता तो
easy
हाँ.
win.
okay, so guys, let's move on to the predictions. We won't keep this quite extensive. We'll just ask you two questions. We'll save the rest of it for the preview of the semi-finals. So let's start with it. One first question for each of you. Do you think India will win or lose? Second question. One key battle that you're looking out for across both innings. Just two questions, nothing more.
We'll start with Krishna, I feel.
I think it's
Krishna.
going to be an easy win for us. And the key battle probably would be, I'm expecting Hardik to remove Butler in the first 2 overs or whenever he bowls in the power play. But I mean, that's the thing. Butler, if he's a big game player, he'll show up. But I think Hardik versus Butler will be a good one against the newish ball.
Naman.
For me, I think India will have a hard-fought win. And moment to watch out for would be Bumrah versus Brook.
Interesting. Good choice of selection. Kush.
It will be a tough contest, but I think India will come out on top. And the battle to watch out for would be Jofra Archer versus Sanju Samson.
Ryan Patel.
Yeah, India to win. I agree with all, and I feel Adil Rashid versus the middle order of India.
Interesting. Now that if you remember, guys, last year it was a 5-match T20I series between India and England, and the scoreline read 4-1. And since the four of you have chosen India, I think it only makes sense if I choose England. So let's keep it at 4-1. And to go with that, my key battle to watch out for would be Varun Chakravarti versus Harry Brook. Harry Brook has struggled against mystery spin, especially in that series versus Varun Chakravarti. He was quite average. But this time, Varun Chakravarti is looking average in this World Cup, and Harry Brook is scoring runs. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Any end notes from either of you? You want to speak, talk about anything else?
Yeah, justice served.
Justice is served, but again, we hope for more justice in the coming games, especially in the semi-finals.
IPL.
या अरे यार चलो ठीक है सीएसके का जस्टिस अलग से बात करेंगे ठीक है वैसे तो तुमको मिला था ना 2 साल जेल में थे ठीक है गाइस थैंक यू फॉर वाचिंग एंड we'll be back soon with the preview of the semi-finals. Thank you.